Hillary Clinton weighs in on this, too, when it comes to Ted Cruz. She is set to speak in just minutes in Brooklyn at the National Immigration Conference. This is her campaign. Has now, in a way, really crowned her biggest competitor, Senator Ted Cruz. Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta, reportedly told a group of Democratic donors last week at an event in Berkeley, California, that Cruz is Hillary's likely opponent next November. So let's bring in the pundits. Dennis Kucinich is former Ohio congressman, along with Ron Christie, Republican strategist. Welcome to you both. Ron, I'll start with you. Why do you think that the Hillary camp thinks Cruz is the one who's poised to be the nominee?
Well, I think, given listening to Carl's report, Liz, he certainly has the money that he's going to need. He's got about $26 million in his personal campaign, and he's got $36 million in his super PAC. And if you look at the drop-off of Dr. Ben Carson from the level of support that he had, it seems to all be going to Cruz now, particularly in Iowa, where he's up. He's got the momentum. He's going into tomorrow night in a much better position, to be able to position himself as the front runner. And I think Mr. Trump and Mr. Carson are going to soon see him in the rearview mirror.
Congressman Kucinich, what do you think about the fact that John Podesta got right out there? You know that every time they speak in any meeting, nothing's private anymore, that it would get out. Doesn't that give an advantage to Cruz? And what should that mean to the Democratic side? Is Cruz tougher to beat than a Donald Trump or vice versa?
Well, first of all, John Podesta is very shrewd. And it could be that he's just stirring the pot here so that he keeps the Republicans at odds with each other. I'm sure that the Clinton campaign would rather run against Cruz. I don't think they want to run against Trump, but truth be told, they don't have any influence over that whatsoever. Donald Trump has established himself nationally, and whether you love him or not, the fact of the matter is he has resonated. The poll that you talked about a moment ago, 41-14 over his nearest competitor. He is certainly poised to be able to take the nomination. But Ted Cruz bears watching. He's somebody who is more of a technician, does data mining, behaviorist studies in terms of voters. He's an interesting person, but I think Trump at this point has control.
And Ron, it's important to note that even though Ted Cruz is leading in those two polls in Iowa, we know that Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee won Iowa. That does not speak for the greater United States of America, usually, when you're looking at the winners there.
No, it doesn't, Liz. And I think what Senator Cruz is trying to do here is position himself and say, I've got momentum. I've got the wind at my back. And I'm going to win in Iowa. It'll help me, obviously, in New Hampshire. And then look at conservative states like South Carolina. So I think it's more about him trying to pick up as many early states as he can without placing too much emphasis on Iowa. But there's no question you'd rather be ahead there than lose.
And, Congressman, is it pretty much over for Bernie Sanders? I hate to really put that out there, but it looks like Hillary Clinton is so far ahead in these cases. What is the Democratic side saying about Bernie Sanders?
No, it's not over by any means. Bernie Sanders has a highly motivated base of people who are going to go out and work for him and will vote for him. And Secretary Clinton's challenge is to get her supporters out there. So it's still very much a race. I wouldn't, at this point, declare it over.
Wonderful to have you both. And it's far from over. We'll have Dennis Kucinich and Ron Christie back again many times, I'm sure. Good to see you guys.